Man, shout out to the UFL dudes, all right? Yeah, man, because we got about 15 minutes when we get to the homie TG, so I definitely wanted to get this one real quick, man. But, dude, we got some black and gold guys down there still making noise, man. Y'all know I'm a fan of any of the black and gold alum doing what they supposed to be doing, especially, you know, when we in the XFLs or any of these different leagues that have popped up, right? USFL, the AAF, everything from, you know, the CFL in between. But yes, man, a couple of dudes, man, that we've talked about on this show throughout the years, man, making some noise down there. And specifically, man, the first guy I want to talk about, Tae Crowder. Man, y'all obviously remember, man, Tae Crowder, man, spent 2 years with us. We picked him up after the Giants released. Remember, he was Mr. Relevant, man, in the 2020 NFL draft to the New York Giants. But we ended up signing him after the Giants released him in 2022. Was here for 2022 season and the 2023 season. Bounced around a little bit more before heading down to the UFL. But, man, he did his dang this weekend, man. Dude made UFL history, having not one, but 2 pick sixes, man, in the game. I was like, yo, my dude was out here getting the joint, faking him. I say, yeah, what, hey, I like it. But showing off some coverage skills, man. And, you know, for me, man, when we talk about the spring league, we say a lot of these dudes, man, that are, you know, making noise down there, putting together hot tape. These are going to be guys that are going to get opportunities once training camp starts, because you're seeing them actually play live football and you're seeing the production and the conditioning as well. And some of these dudes, or a lot of these dudes that you hear me talk about, have already been at this level and had success. The Anthony McFarlands of the world, right? The Hakeem Butlers of the world. These dudes have already been up at this level and shown that they can make some noise and play a little bit here. But to see them back down there, it's like, man, all right, let's go. But yeah, man, Tae Crowder, like I said, man, really doing his thing. And shoot, they got the playoffs coming up. Actually, they joint starts in a week. Yeah, man, they down to their final. The way they do their postseason, they just do a 4, you know, 2. All right, but my man Tae Crowder, man, over with Birmingham Stallions, they got their game is June 8th at 3 p.m. and then St. Louis, man, they got their joint at 6 p.m. for the conference finals. All right, but yeah, man, shout out to Tae Crowder though, man, doing his thing down there, man. I said, all right, bro, hey, keep representing the black and gold. All right, keep holding us down. Another guy though that's making some noise down there in the UFL, man, and he's obviously a guy that we've had on the show in the past as well. Travis Feeney, right? Talked about him, man, former draft pick of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I make sure I get him right. If I remember correctly, he should be 2016. I was 1 year off. But yeah, part of that 2016 draft class, man, 6th-round pick to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Travis Feeney, though, he's been named for the St. Louis Battlehawks team that he plays for. They're Sportsman of the Year, all right? So in terms of the Sportsman of the Year, that's their version of the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, right? Every team gets a nominee, and the St. Louis Battlehawks is nominating Travis Feeney to be their Sportsman of the Year award. And it's, like I said, very similar to when we talk about the Man of the Year award that we see here at the NFL level. Guys that have been nominated: Cam Hayward, Russell Wilson, obviously myself. And then we saw where Cam just a year ago won the award for the whole NFL. The world, Craig, the world. I mean, it's pretty daggone dope. Shout out to my dog, Killer Cam. He's an absolute rock star on and off the field. But Travis Feeney, man, even at the UFL level, man, following a similar path, man, making impact on and off the field, man, getting out there, being an absolute good guy in the community, man. So always a fan of that, man. Like I said, for both of those guys, man, Tae Crowder, along with good old Travis Feeney, man, like I said, making some noise. But that's not all that, you know, was going on down there. All right, shout out to the UFL. But the other part that they got going on down there, my man Tom Brady. They say Brady looking to add that ownership. He's trying to expand the ownership portfolio. I said, oh, now hold on now, wait a minute, Brady now. Now we already know he's a minority owner, or part of a minority ownership group with the Vegas Raiders. He got approved, what was that, a year ago, I believe it was. So big deal for him there. But now they're also saying, there also been reports that he is also in the market to, tap into that UFL ownership level. And some of the things that they've talked about specifically with Brady as it pertains to ownership is a couple team locations, man. Tampa obviously being one because of him winning the Super Bowl in Tampa Bay. I believe they're saying that that's where he still resides, is in Tampa as well. So obviously there's a connection there. They brought up out in Michigan, right? You got a Michigan team currently happening and playing and stuff like that. But obviously with his connection to the Michigan area, being a part of the Michigan Wolverines history and stuff like that, then yeah, they can see him obviously tapping into the Michigan element and sparking that up. And, anytime you talk about Tom Brady, you put him in any of these places, it's like, yeah, people are going to want to talk about it. People are going to want to see him and they're going to pull up on him, man. And I'm just like, all right. Okay, Brady. Okay. So those are the two. First, they talked about Tampa and Michigan. Couple of other locations, though. They said out in Oakland, in the Bay Area, San Fran, Oakland area, potentially, we're specifically in Oakland, because obviously we know that the Oakland A's, along with the Raiders, used to play out there. Both of those teams now have relocated to Vegas, but they still have, a strong demand for fan base for professional sports. And they talked about how, with certain other sporting leagues that they have playing out there from a minor league standpoint, how well they do in terms of ticket sales, in terms of crowds actually showing up. And that's the part where with Brady, once again, being from the California area, was it Sierra High School? Now you're looking at him and you're saying, well, hey, man, if he goes back in that area, of course, he's going to spark that interest. And on top of that, it's Mark Ford, it's California, right? So I think that those are some of the things that does make it unique for Brady. I'm just like, man, Brady, the UFL has been gaining interest. It has been growing. I mean, shoot, I'll be over here talking about it, right? I'm like, yo, man, but this is how it is, man. We're seeing it more on ESPN. We're seeing it more on your network television, right? Your Fox, your ABCs and stuff like that. And it's only going to continue to get bigger with more names like this getting a part of it, man. When you're talking about a Tom Brady, we talked about The Rock, obviously, right? Dwayne Johnson, man, being the main focal point of the rebirth, right? Of the UFL, specifically talking about their merger that they had. So with that, man, these are all the things that point to, the UFL trying to make some noise and really trying to, get back on the scene, and not even to compete with the NFL, but just to continue to stay relevant alongside them loosely based on it. But these are some of the things that I think will continue to grow that game. These are some of the things that will continue to grow the interest from a fan's perspective, along with the product continuing to improve, right? We talk about some of the stuff that they've added rule-wise that is a little bit different, but how as NFL, we'll take some of what they're trying out or doing and implement it at our level that we find interest in. So I think we could continue to see similar things like that as the UFL continues to grow. We specifically pointed out how our kickoff is their old kickoff, how they have the alternative onside and how we're going to be entertaining that in the future. We talk about how they've already had the automated first down readers versus, how we were doing the old school, have the chain crew walk out there. Now we're adopting the automated first down crew as well. So you can see a lot of those parallels, and that's why you're going to keep hearing me talk about it, because I don't think it's going away anytime soon. All right. But they also have one other thing going on down there. I shout out to the UFL. Like I said, man, if you a dude, man, that might have had your credit a little bad, you was doing something that you weren't supposed to be doing and the league ain't treat you right on the back end, and you have interest to keep playing, the UFL is a great opportunity, man. Like I said, the quality of it, the rules, the exposure. I mean, all of these things look good. We even saw where they had the argument about, benefits, and even that seems to have, been rectified as well. So like I said, man, it's definitely giving dudes a legit opportunity to play some good football that ultimately can translate back to the NFL, which is ultimately what we all trying to get to, baby. All right. But the other thing that is going on with the UFL, like I talked about, man, with Brady and company, man, they got this here 3-point conversion, bro. Yeah, y'all heard me right. 3-point conversion. Now, we've talked about a lot as it pertains to the UFL. We've talked about a lot as it pertains to, some of the jankiness, wackiness, gimmicky rules and things that they have implemented for the UFL. But to me personally, this 3-point play, I'm just like, bro, this is different. This is different, man. Like I said, man, you got your traditional, because remember, they don't allow field goal attempts, right? In terms of extra points, no extra points afterwards. So looking at the 3-point conversion, I'm like, yo, you got the 1-point attempt from the 2-yard line. Cool. The 2-point attempt from the 5-yard line. All right. Gimmicky, but cool. But they got the 3-point attempt, man, from the 10-yard line. And I'm just like, that's the one that, I got to holler at my dog TG. We got to talk about it, because I feel like we talk about UFL a lot. But I'm like, yo, we got to talk about this a little bit. All right. I need to get more in depth on this, how he feels, how we feel, because to me personally, I don't hate it, which is odd. I thought I was going to hate it. I thought I was going to look at it kind of like the 4th and 15 attempt. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm not really digging this. Or excuse me, the onside attempt, right? Onside kick alternative was going to be the 4th and 15. I was like, I ain't really feeling this. But I kind of am open to the 3-point conversion attempt. Because we kick field goals. We got 2-point conversion, right? Which is cool. But yeah, imagine a 3-point conversion attempt and preface it as a conversion attempt, meaning you have to score the touchdown first. Can't be, all right, you marching. Hey, man, I don't like how this works. Let me go for 3, but we doing it with, our starting offense out there. Nah, man, you got to kick the field goal, get your 3 points. This is specifically saying, though, after you score, because say there's a scenario where, you're trailing by 9 points. We've said, man, yeah, if you're down by 8, you got a chance to score the 2-point conversion. But once you get to 9, it's like you're screwed, man. You don't have a chance. So with their offering, though, with this 3-point conversion attempt, is the ability to tie the game up, even if you're down by 9, or heck, go for the win when you're down by 8. Kind of crazy. And like I said, I thought that I would be old school and be like, nah, I ain't with that. But that's not how I'm feeling right now. I'm honestly open to it. I'm like, yo, it can make the end of some of these games, or even just the strategy in some of these games, a lot more interesting with that finish, man. But yeah, man, let me know your thoughts, though, on this here 3-point conversion attempt that they got going on in the UFL as well. Like I said, man, UFL, man, they trying to make some noise, man. They making some noise. They doing what they supposed to. I'm becoming a bigger fan, all right? Because like I said, I'm already a fan of it. Anytime we're getting a league where it's giving, guys opportunities to continue their playing career, specifically middle to lower class NFL players. And what I mean by that is the guys that aren't the 10, 20, $30 million players, man. The guys that have been on those minimum salaries and are year 4 and under, or maybe they're, the year 7 to 10 vet. And it's like, man, they're trying to work their way back or trying to show they can play still. It's like, man, I love that opportunity for these dudes, man. So hopefully y'all do as well, man. But the drill. Don't forget to hit the like button. 1, time for the culture, and subscribe if you're new to the channel.